Okay, well, I'm here at Elizabeth and Clinton, right over, just over the tracks and just west of Unistrut. And I do have a goal and a destination in mind, but I won't spoil it by telling you what it is. But this has always been an interesting little industrial strip of the city of Wayne. And I sense that there's some history here, but I don't know a whole lot about the history of this stretch. I do know that my grandmother worked at a plastics fabricating company somewhere right along here back in the probably 40s, early 50s, but I can't find any record of a plastics company in Wayne online. So it probably existed. If anybody out there knows anything about it, let me know so I can learn a little more about my family heritage. Wiser Recycling, a scrapyard, and I've photographed and videotaped the other side of the scrapyard from the tracks when I've gone exploring down the tracks. There's some good piles of rusty stuff in there. I like the rusty stuff. Check out this rusted out wrecker. Here, this is interesting enough that I'm going to get off the bike and get a closer look. Looks like there is some plant life that it is hosting. And I guess when I'm done videotaping, I'm probably going to backtrack and take some photographs. Still photography. Huh. Nifty. Not in very good shape. This area is notorious for dumping. The other day when I was down here, there was a wrecked boat of some kind that someone had dumped right on the street. So let's mount this back on top of the head and continue on our journey towards Annapolis. These businesses right along here just do not seem to be open. I don't think I've ever seen anybody in them, including this place. I have photographed some Simpsons type graffiti there in the past. Got a child's vehicle type toy there. Oh, they've blocked off the entrance. There must have been a problem with people breaking in. We've got the scrapyard on the corner here. Looks like the fence is open over there too. So I mean, I sense that this is an older building. Some of these fences are all steel all the way down to the tracks. Let's see if I can poke the camera lens in between the fence and get a perspective on the place. Let's see the twin peaks of the building in the background, which may or may not be my destination for the day. But let's take a little hike around, possibly through the gates here, and see if there's anything interesting to be seen on the other side. Well, the corrugated steel is not extremely rusty, so maybe it's not as old as I'm thinking, but that steel right along the edge there is pretty rusty. I don't know. So I wonder if this is just filled with scrap all the way up to the front there. Oh, hey, there's a train coming by. Because we are near the junction, not Petticoat Junction, but Wayne Junction, another historic site where the two rail lines intersect. So let's mount this back on the old head. And right up to Annapolis, or Annapolis, as I have been known to pronounce it in times past. Growing up, I was never familiar with this end of Annapolis, but that end was familiar to me from living down on Stillwagon after several residences in Westland and Norway. So it's a little better light now than I had the other day. I attempted to make a video a few days ago. It was just too close. It was too dusky, too dark. The video was crap, so the video isn't going to be great right now because it's overcast. Any photos I take are going to require some processing and filtering to make them a little more viewable and less gray looking. But yeah, the junction is up there. And I've explored and filmed and photographed up there before too. It's an interesting little piece of history. We have this, there's no sign on this building here, but it is of interest to me because apparently there was a foundry called Enot, E-N-O-T, which is Enot or Enot or something, that sat right here up until about 1972. And how do I know this? Well, there was a photo posted on social media from the Wayne Historical Society of the foundry and a little bit of information on it. So I drove up here the other day and attempted to take some shots and some video, like I say, that didn't work out very well. But hey, maybe I should, here, let's pull out a photo on the old iPad here. So that's not it. That's not it. Okay, so let's make sure I'm getting a good shot of this. So I'm at approximately the same angle right now as what we're seeing up here. And it looks quite different, but we can see the Twin Peaks in the background. Something like that. Technically, it would be something just about like that. So we'll put the iPad away and explore a little bit. Let's mount this back on the head. Sorry if all these the swinging camera angles are making anybody nauseous. But I noticed the other day that they had cleared a bunch of trees along the east side of the building. And when I came back, I managed to talk to the receptionist here about a little bit of the history, and the owner came in while I was talking, and so I was able to ask him a little bit about the history. So the owner, a distinguished older gentleman, was part of the family that that purchased this from Enot Foundry and continued working along this area with a metal fabrication shop. So they no longer foundry, but metal fabrication. So probably gonna have to park the bike here. Let's get more control of the camera angle. That's where we just came from. So yeah, they've cleared a bunch of brush along here for maintenance or whatever other reason that you might do that. So, I mean, there's not a whole lot to see. I think we can see the Twin Peaks up here. Or one of the peaks of the two of them. There's a little shack here that I'm curious about. So, wonder if I should check it out closer. Sure, why not? Don't want to get snagged on anything. But yeah, photographic opportunities. I want to get some still shots of some of this stuff. Since I've got the GoPro running, might as well check it out. I hope there's not a body or anything in here. Well, no bodies. just some plumbing. Oh, and some graffiti. Let's try to figure out what the graffiti might say. It's A-L-S-E-M-3, Elsum-3. Maybe it's not graffiti. Maybe it's some kind of marking having to do with the plumbing. Well, okay. Nothing very exciting in there. I was hoping to find, you know, something cool, something horrifying, or I don't know, something sensational for the video. So I guess let's end the video here. There was an interesting anecdote that I had heard from the receptionist. Having to do with a job applicant. And the junction nearby. So let's mount this back on the head, and I will retell the interesting anecdote that I was told. So, the receptionist secretary was accepting job applications, and incidentally, she said that she had grown up in this neighborhood over there and used to play in this area, but so this job applicant said that he had chosen this place specifically because he was checking out statistics charts of the first and last, or the most dangerous and then the least dangerous places that one could be when a nuclear attack took place. And apparently this whole area near Wayne Junction over there would be one of the first places to get bombed. So one has to wonder why this job applicant would think that it was a good idea to relate this anecdote about how he wanted to get a job here because he would be some of the first to go in the case of a nuclear attack. Not something I would think to put on my job resume, to be honest. So yeah, I'm gonna stop the video, get a few still shots, and continue my ride.